Hello everyone, welcome to Learn ReactJS for Frontend Development by CodeChef. In today's lesson, we will be looking at the map method in JavaScript. Using the map method, you can take an array, change its values in some way, and get a new array as a result, all without modifying the original array. The map method is used heavily in JavaScript and React, especially when working with lists and data coming from APIs. So by the end of this video, you will understand what the map method is, how it works, and where to use it correctly.
Map is used to transform arrays easily and is a very important concept in modern JavaScript and React. So why the map method? Arrays are used everywhere in JavaScript. Very often, we need to change or transform each value inside an array. Instead of writing loops, map method gives us cleaner and more readable solution. So what does map method do? The map method runs a function on every element of an array. It creates a brand new array using the returned values, and the original array always remains unchanged. So let us look at the basic syntax. This is the basic syntax of map method. We call map method on an array and pass a function. Whatever we return from the function becomes a part of the new array. Coming to implicit return. Here, we are using an arrow function without curly braces. Since it is a single line expression, JavaScript automatically returns the value. This is known as implicit return. So in this example of explicit return, we are using curly braces inside the arrow function. When we use curly braces, we must explicitly write the return keyword. This approach is useful when the logic is longer or clearer to read. Map method is very powerful when working with arrays of objects. This is extremely common when handling API data or preparing data for display in the UI. So let us look at the key takeaways from this particular lesson. The map method always returns a new array. It never modifies the original array. And it is one of the most commonly used methods in React development.
So let us understand how the map method can be implemented by solving a practice problem. We have an array of integers and we need to use the map method to create a secondary array which will be the square of the original array. So let us see the code. First, we start with an array called numbers that contains values from 1 to 5. We then use a map method on this array. Now inside the map method, num represents the current value from the array one at a time. For each value, we return num into num, which is the square of the number. Now the map method collects all these values into a new array called squared numbers. The original array remains unchanged, and if you print out the second array, that is the squared numbers, we will get the square of the original array. Let's just run this code once. So you can see we have an array which is the square of the original array. So that was our introduction to map method. To really understand how the map method works, make sure to head over to the CodeChef platform and try out the practice problems yourself. That was it for this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.